you might know me as the anti-aging Bluezone lady. In October this year, I took a biological age test, which revealed my age to be 7 years older than I actually was, which is 29. I ate like people in Bluezone. To clarify, that's Bluezone recipes made with generic American products. My biological age went from 35.9 to 36.5, but I didn't stop there. I decided to try a different experiment, following the fitness plan and guidelines from Steve Zim, who is a celebrity personal trainer to the stars, like Jessica Biel and Christian Bale. But what I really did here was use his diet and fitness plan while adding as much meat as I could to it. While my body went from this to this in about 6 weeks, I used ATU Mobile. It was not sponsored. Great program. My age went from 36.5 to 40.5. And on meat, my immune flare-ups skyrocketed. My autoimmune flare-ups almost completely went away when I ate like people in the blue zones. So we're going back to this, but here is the new plan. There are 5 blue zones. Okinawa, Japan, where the longest lived women live, Icaria, Greece, Sardinia, Italy, where the longest lived men live, Nicoya, Costa Rica, and Loma Linda in the United States in California. I'm going to spend 3 months each. I'm going to spend 3 months eating like people in each blue zone. And we're starting with Sardinia, Italy. Sardinia is the second largest island in Italy. You just briefly glance at Sardinia as a blue zone. I think that every man in there is a sheep herder that walks 5 miles a day. I think everybody drinks this specific wine. It has a very large amount of flavonoids. Here is the kicker. Not all of Sardinia is an actual blue zone, which means that the comments that I often get saying, well, I have a grandparent or I have somebody who lives in Sardinia. They live on the coast, so they eat a lot of fish and they eat a lot of this. It doesn't make their diet a blue zone diet. And I didn't look into that carefully enough first time around. And I also didn't look into the fact that the majority of the blue zones are not in the United States, which means that the majority of the blue zones don't eat the brands and the foods that I was using to make those recipes, because many of those additives and ingredients are banned in their countries. So we're about to do a very big deep dive into Sardinia, Italy. So the parts of it that are actually a blue zone. We're not only going to go over what foods they do or don't eat, which the banned foods that I will not be eating I'm going to go over in the next video. We're also going to go over how they move, looking further into sheep herding and walking, also how the women move. We're also going to be going over general culture, the general attitude, the daily life, some brief history, weather, geography, humidity, politics, and some other factors that you might not think of that might contribute to the Sardinians' longevity. We're also going to be going over things like the average salary and the average quality of life. I'm going to do my best to take that information and condense it down to actionable habits. Like, I live in Utah. The humidity here is very low in contrast to Sardinia. But while I'm inside my house, I use a humidifier to mimic actual conditions of the outdoors here. If I add some Sardinian sea salt from the actual sea, well, I guess we'll find out. Follow along if you want to. Don't, that's totally fine. Totally up to you. This is not one of your hyperfixations. More power to you. Okay, but none of it will be sponsored. In the health and science related stuff, I don't take money, I don't take sponsorships. That doesn't mean you have to be interested in my channel. Okay, don't feel pressured. Anyways, this is gonna be a super fun series. I bought some food actually from Sardinia, olive oil, cheese, pasta, tomatoes, spices. Those products come this week. I'm going to compare those products and their ingredients with what I would just kind of grab for at a grocery store here in America. I think it'll be interesting to see what the differences are, because doing a deep dive into foods and preservatives and all of that are banned in Europe, it's been a little shocking, especially when I look up like actual scientific articles on like really specific things, like a specific preservative, and there's like a plethora of scientific literature that says it's unsafe for human consumption. And I've given it to my daughter in her lifetime because it's not something I've thought to like check a label for. Never really checked labels. Jesus Christ, guys. Anyways, catch you in the next video. Thanks, bye.